Hey, everybody. Okay, so it's June 1st. I don't even know how that happened. And my H2KAKWS Style, my grungy one from May, remains untouched on my desk. I don't even know. So June's H2KAKWS Style theme is not so perfect. Well, guess what? I am not so perfect. And I did not use my May kit that I was so excited to use at all in May. So I'm going to use my May kit in June. And it will still go with the theme because I am not so perfect. If you want to see how everybody else that plays along with us interpreted our theme for June, you can find the lineup down below. And any of these products that I can link up and find will also be in the description box if you need some of them as well. So most of this collection is the Mente Garage line, which I'm not sure if it's still available over at A Cherry on Top, but I have 2 sets of Mente chippies that I'm going to use today. Well, I'm going to use 1 set today, but those are new. So those will be available in the shop and I will link them up. So you saw my photo there. It's a photo from the car show. I actually did another layout about this car show that we attended, and I will go ahead and try to find that video. It's a Sketches by Allison video. And this is just like a face page for that layout. Now, the layout that I'm working with today, or the photo that I'm working with today, is very red. So there was this gorgeous red car at the car show, and the boys and I kind of were playing with my camera and playing with how we could take photos. And so you can see me and both of my boys kind of reflected in that red car. We had such a good time at that car show, but I love that picture and I love how clear we are. But there's all that red. So my plan for this layout is to kind of jettison the blue out of this Mente collection. So I want the cars, I want the kind of grungy look of the collection, but I don't want the blue because I didn't like the way the blue looked with that bright red car, which is totally fine. So I'm just going through all of this collection, trying to figure out what I want to use, what I want to alter, things like that. I love this set of Mente chipboard. So Mente calls their chipboard chippies, but it's actually not chipboard at all. It's nice thin wood veneer, and I love it. So I am going to use the edge of my scissors to kind of get the words that I want out of here. And I'm going to create my title using this sheet. And my title is going to be Family Having Fun. And I'm going to go ahead and alter those words, but I wanted to get them off of the sheet. So I had them. Now I'm just going to trim my photo, and I'm going to go ahead and mat it on this kind of dark black denim paper. I have these cute gear dies from Echo Park Paper, and I've never used them. So I pulled them out. I'm going to add them into my kit, and I'm going to use them to die cut a whole bunch of gears for this layout as well. And then I'm going to grab some embossing powder. This is wrought iron embossing powder from Emerald Creek, and I am going to use it to heat emboss all of those wood veneer pieces that you see off to the right. But first, I'm going to grab a piece of cream colored cardstock. This cardstock is from the Cardstock Warehouse. All of my cardstock is from the Cardstock Warehouse, unless it is white. And then it's either Brutus Monroe, Not Your Mama's cardstock, or it's Basil Coconut Swirl cardstock. I'm going to grab this stencil. This stencil is from the Crafters Workshop. I love the Crafters Workshop stencils. They do the funnest stencils, and I thought this would be fun to add some texture. to my background. And again, anything that is still available for purchase, I will link up, but a lot of this is just stash products. I'm going to grab my Picket Fence Life Changing brushes and 2 colors of Distress Oxide ink. I'm using Antique Linen Distress Oxide ink and Frayed Burlap Oxide ink. I am not going to do this entire background, so I'm just choosing 3 or 4 sections of this stencil, and I am adding the antique linen and then the frayed burlap. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of fade out the stencil so it's looks just in sections. You'll kind of see what I mean in a second. So I use my life changing brushes and I put the ink down, and then I just go ahead and blend until it fades into the color of my cardstock, and it's going to create this kind of messy, kind of sections. And I love how this looks. It turned out so good. Next, I'm going to take my favorite black ink spray, and I'm also going to take my absolute favorite British Monroe Pearl Shimmer Mist, and I'm going to add lots of splatters in both the Shimmer Mist and my black ink spray. I say this all the time. It's really hard to see that Pearl Shimmer Mist on video, but that stuff is so good. Like, so good. I absolutely love it. I know that like every video I use it on, I sing its praises to the moon and back because it is so good. I honestly feel like I love it more than Hide Swap Color Shine. British Monroe Shimmer Mist in Pearl. So fabulous. So once I have all of my splatters on, I'm going to set this aside so it can dry thoroughly, because the oxide ink will stay wet for longer than like a Catherine Pooler or like a dye ink. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a whole bunch of heat embossing. So I'm going to take that beautiful wrought iron embossing powder from Emerald Creek, and I'm going to I think I put 2 or 3 layers on each of those little pieces there till I had something that was like chunky and looked like wrought iron, which is why I love Emerald Creek embossing powders, because it's not just like a smooth, you actually have like some of that texture. It's so cool. And here we are. So I'm going to show you close up like the texture and how that embossing powder works. So awesome. And now I have all of these. Oh, and I die cut a whole bunch of gears too. So I have those as little layering pieces as well. So now that I have my title, all of my embellishments, I can go ahead and start to put my layout together. I decided I wanted another color behind my photo, so I'm going to use this kind of rusty colored paper, and I'm actually going to have like a torn edge, so I'm giving this a border around my photo, but it's not going to be a perfect border. I'm going to go ahead and just tear that one end and then ink that one end up using Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink. So I thought that the car looked best on the left side of my page, kind of facing into the page on the right. So I'm going to place it right there, and then I can start to adhere and create all of the clusters that I have planned for this layout. I really love how this layout turned out. I haven't been super happy with a lot of my projects recently, and this one just turned out so nice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place my title right here. Now, keep in mind, this is like a face page, so there is another page on the other side, and it will all make sense and kind of flow through easily, or seamlessly. Maybe seamlessly is a little bit of a better word since I use the same products. So when I create my clusters, I'm starting with those die cut gears. I have a lot of kind of dimensional pieces here with all of my heat embossed elements, and so I'm adding some of the more flat elements and creating these clusters. I'm going to create kind of like a cluster across the middle, including my photo and title, and then one at the top and one at the bottom. Again, starting with those gears, kind of layering them up, and then on top of the gears, I'm going to put the more dimensional embellishments. And then we have these lovely layers between our background and then the die cut gears, and then the die cuts that I had set aside, the ones that were not blue, and then the more dimensional wrought iron pieces. I think I don't end up using all of those wrought iron pieces. I can't remember, but maybe I did. And I'm sorry if my voice sounds, I'm still fighting. So I caught this like horrid cold the beginning of May. Just a little health update for you. I caught this horrid cold the beginning of May, and it just will not go away. I've literally, you guys, been sick for a month. We're finally at the end of it, where I don't have these like really bad coughing fits. But my voice, after I do some voiceovering for a little bit, I inevitably lose my voice, which for you guys means that I have a backlog of videos that I need to voice over, and I'm trying to like power through today in an effort to get as much of this content that is on my device and on my phone up for all of you to enjoy. So thank you. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for being kind and awesome. I really feel like I have some of the nicest, best followers and subscribers. And I love our little corner of the internet. So thank you so much for being here. I am just adhering down all of these clusters. I'm using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive on the chunkier bits, and look at this bottle. I got a new bottle of Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, and now they make like baby bottles, and then they make these gigantic bottles, and I'm so excited because these gigantic bottles are the bomb. So they're like double the size. It's awesome. I love it because this is my favorite glue of all time. So to be able to get like a double size bottle is fabulous. So just adhering everything down very simply, and then we're going to call this layout done. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of snip off the edges that are hanging over here. And keep an eye on my channel. I should have a lot of content coming up in June. Just because I have a lot filmed. And now that my voice is getting a little bit better, maybe I can go ahead and get more of these projects up for you. All right, everybody, you have a fabulous, fabulous day, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.